I live in, well, it's the outskirts of Livingston, almost French settlement area.
The flood has destroyed everybody down here. It's taken everything everybody has out here. The water came up so quick. There were so many people that couldn't go anywhere. They didn't have time to get places. They didn't have time to get their belongings out. There's so many people here that have lost so much. They've lost years and years and years of memories. You know, they're elderly people that didn't think they ever needed insurance, didn't have insurance, and now they're lost. They don't have anything. It's incredible. It's probably the saddest thing I've ever seen. It's the saddest thing that's ever happened here. But as a community, this community has come together. This community has showed everybody that Louisiana is strong, and they will stand together. And nobody's going to take that from us.
I love the area and the people here, especially the way they all come together in natural disasters this way.
We've had people that came up before the government ever came down here. We have the Cajun Navy who came down here and took care of all the people that didn't have places to go, that couldn't get out of their homes. They came down here, boats on their own, and they got people out of their homes.
We really wanted to send a big thank you out to the Cajun Navy. They're not all from here. So we were really thankful they came out with their boats and helped out the people that they could and the animals.
I've been here my whole life. I'm 47 years old. And places that I've never seen water has water. My parents lived on the same piece of property for 52 years, never held water in the bottom of their house. My son lost his home. My daughter lost her home. You can't just go to somebody and say, hey, I need your help. Can I stay with you? Because no one has anywhere to stay because everybody's lost everything. You know, it's, I don't know how more to explain it to you other than this is probably the worst thing this town's ever gone through. And it's very emotional because there's just nowhere for you to go. You know, the water, it was 4 days before we could even get to our home to check what was going on. And once we got to our home, the mold had already set in and couldn't save anything because it was already gone. I'm living in a hotel with my son and my daughter-in-law and my 5-month-old grandson with nothing, with what we had to get out of there with. But it is what it is, and we will rise above it, and we will be stronger than you ever were.
I don't know how it works out with FEMA and the insurance companies. Of course, the insurance companies are going to be flooded with a lot because a lot of the people that flooded down here have never had water before.
The backwater is what flooded everybody. The water that came up so quick. I left my house on Thursday and it was over my ankles. I went back Thursday afternoon and it was to my knees. It came up just that quick. My intentions were I was going to stay in my home. I was going back to my house to stay in my home. And when I got back there and it was knee deep, it's impossible. You know, I was blessed to be able to save some of my baby pictures of my kids. But that's about it. We got out with the clothes that were on our back.
Well,
As you can tell, I'm at work and I'm not in uniform because the flood took the uniforms. So, I mean, my mother has dementia. She's 78 years old, and she can't understand what's going on. All the houses around her have been gutted. Her house, fortunately, thank you Jesus, did not get ruined. Just had a little bit of water across the bottom of the floor, but we can fix that. Otherwise, the neighbors, all their houses are gutted. You know, my mom and dad have lived on the same piece of property for 52 years and never held a puddle of water. And now everybody's gutting houses. The backwater is what really got everybody. And you know, we had customers coming in here that's lived here all their lives and said, oh, the water's not gonna get me. We've never had water. The water's not coming this way. It's just we're gonna see it, but it's not coming. And then I come back to work today and all those people that thought they weren't getting water are now trying to clean out and salvage what they can salvage because it came up just that quick. It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. You know, we're gonna stand out on our own because Louisiana does that. Because our people will go together before the government comes. Our people will come together before any help comes. We will save each other. But it would be nice to be recognized. Because it wasn't recognized on the news a lot. Wasn't at all.
It's been hard just seeing all the damage. It made me feel bad because there's so many people that have lost their homes, and you can see it every day coming and going to work, and it gets a little rough.
Oh, people are going to recover and they're going to stay. This is home. This is home. They're going to stay because this is where everything they ever knew was. You know, these people out here, they're kind of different from everywhere else. They stick together. The Cajuns out here and Kunasas, the people that live around here, they stick together. And everybody's going to rebuild because this is home.
and they don't give up on their home.
They don't give up on their home, and we don't give up on our people. Everybody sticks beside each other. We may be in hotels right now, but we have people that are cooking. We have people that are offering help. We have people that are coming from different places, and they're coming down here and helping. And a lot of people that come from out of state are like, didn't know Louisiana was like this, but we are. We stick together and we're strong and we have backbones and we're going to stick to them. That's, you know, I feel sorry for the, like I said, the elderly people. You know, people that never had water in their homes have lost everything. We have people coming in here that just by the disgust on their face, you just have to offer them a smile because that's all we have to offer. We've lost everything. Luckily, we have our jobs that are still here. Some of them don't even have that. Some of them don't even have that. Some of them are stuck in Lamar-Dixon or shelters all around the town. They can't even get back to their houses to try to even look and see what's going on. You know, my daughter-in-law's mama never had water in her house. It got into the insulation of the bottom of the house. Her mom sat right on side of it and lost everything. It went up to the roof of her mom's house. So there's, again, we fall back to where do you go? Because everybody has lost everything. So what do? We stick together as a community and we help each other out. We give a lending hand to each other. Cry on my shoulder, I'll pat you on your back and I'll hold you as tight as I can and tell you we're gonna get through this and we're gonna be strong. I know that I've seen some people do the GoFundMe on Facebook, which a lot of people are downplaying that because they don't think it's right that we're asking, you know, individually asking for assistance. But when you have absolutely nothing, any way you can think of feeding your kid, clothing your kid, having a roof over your head and a warm meal for the night, you will do what you have to do.
I mean, you can't always do it with money if you don't have it, but you can help it with friendship, with helping them out physically, or just, you know, whatever you can do. It's the way South Louisiana is.
Prayers, prayers, prayers. Everybody here needs that more than anything. Just a kind heart, just letting somebody know that you're there. Just letting somebody outside of this area, let them know that you're there. Let them know that you care. You know, there's plenty of people that have lost everything, and when I tell you everything, they got out of there with the clothes on their back. You know, we had a friend of ours who took his wife and child out, and he tried to make it out, and they pulled his dead body from his house. He could not make it out because the window that he went to get out of after he had already taken his kids was just gushing with water, so he drowned. It's just, there's not an area out here that you can go to that somebody doesn't need just a kind word, just a lending a helping hand, and everybody out here is doing that. It's incredible. There's not much more you can say for this other than it is what it is. I mean,
It's kind of hard when people ask you, they tell you their story, they've lost everything, and then they go, well, how did you do? And you tell them, well, we were high and dry. But it's hard to say it because you don't want to sound like, we just lucked out.
my daughter lives in Central. Her house was flooded. My son lives here. His house was flooded. My mom lives in Prairieville. Her house was flooded. My son's best friend lived in Dutchtown. Their house got water. So it doesn't matter where you go around here. Everybody got it.
Down here, the people, they're close-knit. It doesn't matter whether you're family or not. When you become friends, it's almost like being family. And I love that about Louisiana. It's got, I guess you'd say, a lot of Southern hospitality. But it's a good bunch to be around down here. They all help out whenever they can.
You cross the airline and you can't get past the water. You can't get past the rubble in the road. You can't get past having to see somebody broke down on the side of the road. All these older people sitting out there on their porches crying. Because what are you gonna do? You're 80 years old. Where do you start? You tell somebody to start over at 80 years old? What's their hope? They've lost 80 years of everything they've ever tried for. And it's very sad.